Dear friends, today we proudly launch the digital version of All I Want, Portuguese women artists from beginning of the century to 2020, an unprecedented project with the purpose of attributing visibility to women artists. Highlighting the role of women in society, and in particular in the arts, is a mission that ministerial culture fits into both the knowledge of the past and the memory that it was transmitting in the face of the future, giving visibility and recognition to creative women. As a result of a partnership with Google Arts and Culture and an outstanding work of the curators Helena de Freitas and Bruno Marchand, from today on, 40 Portuguese women artists will be much more visible to the world. For this, a special thanks to all the teams that have been intensively working on this project for more than 1 year. Despite good progress over the past years, we should recognize the persistent gap of opportunities and visibility between men and women in our societies, and without exception in arts and culture. This served as a baseline for a partnership between the Ministry of Culture and Fundação Carlos Gulbenkian to promote this special exhibition dedicated to Portuguese human artists. Making the creative process a space in which gender makes no difference is a mission that must involve everyone, from government to civil society, from the public to the private, from universities to companies. That is why, in the framework of the Portuguese presidency of the Council of the European Union, gender equality is at the top of our priorities. Even if artists here represented are of worldwide talent, with this exhibition and this inauguration, we empower even more their arts, their history, their talents. Digital transition is one of the most spoken expressions of our days. This project illustrates the powerful impact of that expression when transformed into action. With this, I hope you all have the opportunity to visit this great project in Portugal or from today on, everywhere in the world, thanks to this partnership with Google Arts and Culture. I thank once again the commitment of all the women and men that have worked to make this exhibition possible and worldwide accessible. Thank you very much.
Dear all, it's a great pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the Portuguese Presidency of the Council of the European Union to the virtual opening of the art exhibition on a century of Portuguese female artists from the 1900s to the year 2020. This exhibition is unique, a classical example of the results that can be achieved through European cooperation and the use of digital resources and artificial intelligence. I want to thank everyone who has been involved in this initiative: the Portuguese Ministry of Culture, the Carlos Gulbenkian Foundation, the Beaux-Arts Center for Fine Arts, the Task Force of the Portuguese Presidency, and Google Arts and Culture. Long after we are all gone, artworks will remain. They will tell us about our struggles, our principles, our fears, achievements, diversity, values. It is therefore very interesting for each of the rotating presidencies of the Council of the European Union to have the opportunity for the period of 6 months to bring to the attention to the other 26 member states and to millions of citizens elements of its history, culture and art. It is a way of building the European project by its heart. Beyond economy, politics, Europe is a cultural endeavor. It is our narrative, our story. Therefore, the wonderful works of art that you will see in this exhibition are also part of a story that belongs to all of us, the story of the European project. And we decided this story is about women artists. The invaluable role of women that they play in arts is so significant on the march to gender equality and empowerment. The way in which women are represented in museums and in the artistic scene says a lot about how much we still need to fight to promote gender equality in an universal fashion. All That I Want is the title of the exhibition, a strong demonstration that art is hers too. A way of showing the will of 40 inspiring and amazing women who have influenced the Portuguese and European art scene. They overcame barriers and created significant changes in arts in each of their times. It is essential that women in all societies can claim the space to contribute in the political arena, in businesses, in art and culture. This exhibition won't wipe away every instance of inequalities that are still faced by women, including in Europe, in everyday's life. But I hope it will provide a context for the much needed and large debate on the fight against those inequalities. It is up to us to make the choices and the decisions to change this. In doing so, this exhibition intends to underline the importance of women's rights and the strengthening of the European social model, one of the main priorities of the Portuguese presidency of the Council of the European Union that was highly expressed in the social summit we recently organized in Porto. I hope that many of you will visit this exhibition, either virtually or in Lisbon, to enjoy these exceptional examples of Portuguese art, but also to get a female perspective of art, a perspective that can inspire us to work towards a shared and more equal future, where all women can say what they want. And please do invite your friends and family to visit. Welcome to Lisbon.
All I Want covers 120 years of the history of Portuguese art written by women artists. It is a unique exhibition that gathers 200 works by 40 artists capable of representing the entrancing world each one of them has created. I would also like to remind everyone that the partnership between the Carlos Gulbenkian Foundation and Google Arts and Culture is not new. The Gulbenkian Museum has been presented on this platform since 2015, and the main masterpieces that make up the extraordinary collection gathered by Carlos Gulbenkian can be visited virtually from anywhere in the world with the highest resolution. In a world affected by pandemic, when many of us are confined at home and unable to travel, the possibility of accessing the great artist works of humanity has become a fundamental tool for the well-being of millions of people around the world. Cultural institutions and museums have definitively understood that offering a digital experience is fundamental to build a growing audience. The dream of divulgation, culture, and aesthetic fruition for all is possible. Of course, visiting a museum in person is still a unique experience. But tools such as the one developed by Google Arts and Culture and the Carlos Gulbenkian Foundation are an important gateway to the world of arts. I wish everyone an excellent visit.
Good morning, everybody, and bom dia to all of you. A very, very warm welcome here today. At least is a sunny day here in London, and obviously I still wish we could all be together to celebrate this important launch on Google Arts and Culture in person. But this is the next best thing. So thank you for having me. I think I really want to start by giving a very, very strong thank you to our partners and our supporters who for the last few years have been encouraging us to do more of celebrating Portuguese culture in its many forms. The Secretary of State for European Affairs, Ana Paula Zacarias, Minister of Culture, Graça Fonseca, President of the Gulbenkian Foundation, Isabel Mota, and of course the curators who I think have been the heroes for me on telling these incredible stories, Helena and Bruno. So thank you so much. And I have to also say a very, very big thank you to our Google Arts and Culture teams in Portugal, Tiago, 16 and others who have been really, really doing an amazing job of getting these stories on the platform in such a beautiful way. This all started around 2 years ago I had the chance to come down, spend time with our Google office there, and also the Minister of Culture, who, at one of her speeches in one of our launches, actually challenged us to raise the profile of Portuguese women artists who have not been very well represented in art history. And I think we were more than open, but we didn't know how to start, because we are not the experts on on art history, but we do have a platform, we do have tools, and it really took them to really embrace these technologies to tell these stories to a bigger international audience. While we can't solve deep-seated imbalances in art history, at least I'm very proud that part of this project is promoting the incredible work of Portuguese women artists, which it's not just for inspiring people, but I think it's more for educating and just providing access, because I think one of the biggest things we don't have on on the internet for certain parts of art history is just access. And I think for me this project is the core of what we started Google Arts and Culture for, which is access. So I'm really proud of that. I'm also very grateful to the Minister of Culture, for trusting in our partnership for a long time. I think it's been a couple of years. We've been working on it, and it takes a lot of, I think, courage and determination to push through despite the pandemic. So, thanks to her, thanks to our partners, the Gulbenkian Foundation, who, I think have done a phenomenal job on this exhibition. And our work actually is the easy part, which is to just amplify it and get it into a digital format that people can access from anywhere in the world. So thanks to all these people who I think have spent their entire life on this amazing initiative for the last few years. And today, wherever you are in the world, you can all explore All I Want, Portuguese women artists from 1900 to 2020. Exhibition is online, features more than 200 artworks in high resolution by 40 Portuguese women artists in 14 curatorial sections. All, of course, again, curated by Helena and Bruno to a fantastic degree. For me, I was just stunned by not just the visual power of the artworks that I saw, but also learning about who these artists were, where they come from, what was their story. So if you're just into the visual and you just want to see the artworks, you can see it in all its glory. But if you want to go a little deeper, you also can do that, and I encourage and I hope people will do that. People can also dive into the life and work through color. So if you just want to see all the works through red or yellow, through time periods. And I think for me, the feature that I'm hoping on social media and in other places will really resonate with people is bringing one of these amazing artworks to their homes using augmented reality. You can just press a button and the artwork will actually be in your house in augmented reality, where you could get a sense of ownership and a sense of a sense of understanding more about it. So I know we are all having digital fatigue, but I really hope we can take some time out to experience this amazing breadth of content. This is the one digital exposure that I think will delight and give you a little pause in your day and brighten your day. So thanks to all our partners, our Google teams, and I wish you all the best for your future endeavors around this important topic. Thank you.
The exhibition, All I Want, Portuguese Women Artists from 1900 to 2020, was digitally recreated on Google Arts and Culture. People from around the world now can access the content brilliantly created by curators Helena de Freitas and Bruno Marchand without needing to travel to Lisbon. The project has more than 200 artworks produced by 40 women artists in Portugal. Its main goal is to resurface these historic but forgotten works to the canons of art history. People can now browse 14 thematic sections and deep dive into the biography and art production of each artist. You can also explore the artworks in different ways, such as through a timeline. The first section, Starting Point, opens with the earliest artwork of the exhibit, the self-portrait made by Aurelia de Souza, an affirmation that women are no longer muses, but the authors of their own image. Her gaze, fixed directly on the viewer, can be considered as a first historical moment of the female authorship in Portugal. In the same section, we can see Rosa Ramalho's ceramics and the way in which she merges the utilitarian with the decorative in her own pieces. You can also view the artworks in augmented reality. You can hang artworks in your space and imagine how pieces made by Sara Vonzo, Menes, Graça Moraes, and others look on your walls. There are sections covering other fascinating themes: the place of women in the art history, the meanings of feminine in specific contexts, the artist gazes, the writing as a visually art form, or questioning the foundations of written communication, the richness of architecture and design, the representation of nature and living elements, and the relationship of women and their houses. Politics is a theme that emerges from works by Anna Thurley and Anna Vidigal in their words, and images borrowed from collages and decollages. These works explore questions of citizenship and of challenges of living in a society. Here we can see excerpts from Maria Lama's book, The Women of My Country, which compile photographs that give a glimpse of the living conditions and customs of working women in Portugal. The book is organized into 10 topics, including peasant women, working women, the seaside women, and contemplates images taken by the artist herself. We can also navigate the project by artists and by artworks. You can explore pieces by color too. If you are interested in works with the red as prominent color, you can click on it and it will show all the other artworks with a similar color palette. Or soft blue. It is easy to find artworks based on the medium. You can dive into photographs by artists such as Patricia Almeida or Elena Almeida, or sculptures by Armanda Duarte or Lourdes Castro.
Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be part of such an incredible launch that gives one more step to fill the gaps in gender inequality. I would like to thank the Secretary of State of European Affairs, Ana Paula Zacarias, the Minister of Culture, Graça Fonseca, the President of Calouste Gulbenkian Foundation, Isabel Mota, and the curators, Helena de Freitas and Bruno Marchand, for trusting Google to carry such a great message to the world. One of the reasons that this project is special is because it matches Google's constant efforts to decrease gender disparity, not only as a company, but in the society. The exhibition All I Want, amazingly created by Helena and Bruno, goes beyond the artworks themselves. It really sends the message that in the future, women will have the space they deserve. The historical review of the art canons and the disclosure of current production are important strategies to achieve this goal, a more equal world. Google has been supporting initiatives around the world to increase diversity and inclusion in the workspace. In a recent study that we commissioned McKinsey, they found out that women were disproportionately affected by the pandemic, representing 54% of total job losses, even though women represent 39% of the global workforce. And it is not by chance that Google launched this year the program Google Professional Certificates that aims to reach 3,000 people in Portugal, where we want to achieve 50% of women certified. Another important initiative that Google launched, aligned with the Portuguese government goals of increasing the number of women on the workspace, is the program I Am Remarkable. The goal of this program is to empower women and underrepresented groups to talk about their achievements and to break stereotypes around them. We work towards a digital inclusive transition, and we find ourselves to have the most successful projects when we are able to partner with other institutions such as Calouste Gulbenkian Foundation and the Ministry of Culture, where we have shared values, common goals. All that to say that when the Minister of Culture challenged Google a couple of years ago on this project, for us, it was more than a challenge. It was really an honor. It was really aligned with the initiatives and the efforts that we've been putting towards diversity and inclusion. Besides supporting women in the workforce, in helping them achieve their professional goals, it is important to change society's culture and show role models to all women in all fields. The artists represented in the All I Want project and now available online to everyone around the globe to check on Google Arts and Culture are an inspiration for me, and I hope for others too, and for the new generation to come to achieve a more diverse future. Thank you very much.